Welcome back to Cord Cutting Today, where we break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting right now, including a popular Roku feature and community has been shut down. Roku, with little warning over the holiday break, announced on January 1st they're shutting down a popular feature. We'll tell you which one and why some people are going to be really upset about this. Also, slow death in local news. You know I'm a big believer in local news, and we wish we would invest more in it. Well, another major blow to local news has happened. We'll tell you what that is. And also, a major cable TV company has been sold to a private equity firm. We'll tell you which one, what's happening there, and more. With that, hey, I'll put a link to every story I'm about to talk about in the show notes and in the first pinned comment so you can read them for yourself. And let me know what you think. I want to hear your opinions. If you like what we do here, please consider hitting that subscribe button, hitting that thumbs up. Doing one or both lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do here, so YouTube recommends our videos to more people. And hopefully we can help you break free from the high cost of TV and still watch the shows you enjoy. All right, Roku has unceremoniously shut down its Roku community program. Now, this was a forum online where you could post questions and either regular Roku users would reply to you or Roku employees would. And there was all kinds of help guides on there, questions and more, all answered in the community guide. Not only did they shut it off, they wiped it off the face of the earth. They deleted it off their servers and redirected everybody to their Roku support page with support help and AI guides and the like. Now, the tough thing with this, I'll be honest with you, is the fact that there was a lot of really useful information. When you Googled things about Roku with questions and things, a lot of the answers popped up were Roku community guides, where somebody would ask a question and a Roku employee would answer it and direct your questions or comments there. Unfortunately, all those Roku links that were on Google are now dead and gone. I understand Roku wanting to get rid of, maybe do this, because I'm sure it took a lot of employee time and resources to monitor that. I know fighting spam in my comment section is a lot of work. I can't imagine Roku's one there. But for over 10 years, they've been having this community here. Tons of guides, tons of questions, tons of helpful information posted on there is now just gone, unfortunately. And while they do have help pages, those don't appear when a lot of people look in Roku search. It's real sad to see Roku has deleted the Roku community page. Now, the good news is if you're looking for help on a question and you want to ask a question to the public, we have a Facebook group with over 100,000 people in it. The Cord Cutting Tech Support group, not just for Roku, but for all of cord cutting. You can check that out, post your questions there, and get help over at our Facebook group. But I really wish Roku would at least put these questions back up and maybe close everything. You can't ask new ones, but at least you would have that back catalog of great help from years and years in it that Roku could have saved, but sadly has not. And that's the bad thing about the internet. The internet's forever, but sometimes companies do wipe out very helpful pages like this that would have helped many people. Now they don't have it anymore. All right, let's keep moving along. The slow death of local news. Atlanta has become the first major city in the United States without a daily newspaper. The Atlanta has seen its last remaining daily newspaper, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, cease publication, a daily one, after 157 years. Now, they are going to continue online, but no more print, and it seems to be a fraction maybe of what it used to be. We'll see how that plays out, but it's very sad. A major city is gone without paper. I live close to the second largest city in Grand Rapids. It only has a paper a couple of days a week, and it's increasingly more national news than local news. Many mid-sized and small towns may not have a newspaper at all. You've heard me talk a lot about that. Newspapers are going away. News departments at radio stations are going away. And even TV stations are seeing cuts to their news department. It's really sad to see this. I suspect that in 2026 we're going to see a lot of newspapers go away from print. While they may maintain some online coverage, you wonder how in-depth that'll be compared to the old print coverage they used to do. All right, a major cable TV company, wow. Now, this recently stopped selling its TV and is recommending people to go to YouTube TV. They said they couldn't compete. They were trying to push the internet. Well, now they've been sold to a private investment group for about $1.5 billion, while shareholders receive about $5.2 in cash for each common share with this. And WOW has now gone private. They're leaving the stock market and they'll be private. It'll be interesting to see what happens with this capital investment group taking over the popular large internet and, until very recently, TV broadcaster WOW. We talked about this a lot. A lot of small cable companies and even increasingly mid-sized cable TV companies are struggling, shutting down, being sold, or merging with others. Now WOW's been sold. Spectrum is buying Cox. Spectrum has also bought several smaller cable TV companies, just very tiny regional ones. Look for that trend to continue as the number of cable TV companies out there are dramatically decreasing as they try to struggle to compete with cord cutting. All right, hey, it's 2026. So what's the best live TV service? Jess did a lot of work updating our big guide over there. She did a great job. Raymond pitched in. A lot of people did work on this. And I know sometimes it's still not perfect. When you have all these live TV services and all these channels, we try to keep it straight, but we do make mistakes. If you find an error on it, go to the contact us, send us an email, say, hey, YouTube TV, you said it didn't include this channel, but it does, or Fubo, or whatever, and we'll update it. Your help helps us make this better. But if you're looking for a guide, Jess broke down all the plans, pricing, channels, and more that YouTube TV, DIRECTV, Fubo, Hulu, Philo, Sling TV, and more offer. Hopefully we can help you decide which live TV service is right for you. And I would encourage you to consider maybe reevaluating your streaming services at the start of 2026 and regularly do this. But a lot of people subscribe to things and then you may be like me, hey, wait, I'm paying for Netflix, but when's the last time I watched something on Netflix? Or hey, I'm paying for YouTube TV, but is that really still the best option for me? Fubo and DIRECTV have new plans, maybe since the last time you looked. Go take a look. Check this guide out. Maybe give it a try. Take advantage of some of these free trials. Who knows? Maybe you can save money. Maybe you are in the right plan. Maybe you're not. I always encourage people to take a few minutes, do your research every so often, and see if it's right for you. Speaking of starting 2026, you want better Wi-Fi? If you've been dealing with buffering and weak Wi-Fi, Google's Nest Wi-Fi Pro routers are on sale at its lowest price ever. A new lowest price, just $249.99. That's $150 off the list price. It's our deal of the day. Check it out, link in the show notes. But the Wi-Fi mesh routers help you get better coverage in your home. I use them. Very, very happy with them. Check it out, link in the show notes. Few Today in TV history ones. Starting off with 75 years ago, yesterday on January 1st, Paul Harvey's News and Comment launched on ABC Radio starting in Chicago, and then later in April it went national. A lot of people say, well, probably you're saying, hey, didn't that start in April? Nationally it did, but the show actually launched first 75 years ago on radio in Chicago on WENRAM radio. And later on April 1st, transitioned from a local show to a national show that we all know and love. I'll tell you, Paul Harvey is one of my all-time favorites to listen to. And actually, a local radio station, thanks to a tip from a viewer here, I found out airs the rest of the story, his kind of little short history blurb about something interesting in history where he talks about it and gives you kind of the rest of the story behind something you may know. Every morning, 8:30. So when I drive into the office, I try to time it to be in the car around 8:30 to listen to it. But I remember growing up, working at a warehouse in my dad's company in high school in the summer, and when Paul Harvey would come on the radio, every radio in the warehouse would turn to Paul Harvey. Whether someone was listening to sports or music or whatever, everything would go to Paul Harvey. We would all listen to Paul Harvey's News and Comment and the rest of the story. 3 times a day, 8:30, noon, and 3:30 every day. Paul Harvey was on at that warehouse, and every radio, I swear, was on it. But let me know, he did have a successful TV career for a while, and now it's well known as one of the pioneers of his format, or maybe not pioneer, but one of the pinnacles of his format and what he did. Also, 53 years ago, Dick Clark's Rocking New Year's Eve first aired. Now, one thing I thought was interesting this year, have you noticed that Dick Clark's name is getting a little smaller? His production company still does it, but Ryan Seacrest is now the face of it. He sadly has passed away. But Dick Clark's New Year's Rocking Eve first aired 53 years ago, this past New Year's Eve. Let me know. Or do you watch that? Anybody else knows that Dick Clark's getting smaller and smaller every year? You wonder how long it'll be until they maybe rename that production company from his name to something else. I think that'll be a travesty, but may happen. Hey, we talked about this. Another cable company shutting down. FanDuel Sports could be shutting down as soon as this year unless it sells. One updated story from Puck News gave some additional detail that says if it's to sell and be saved, it needs to happen in January of this year, in the next few weeks, or it's going to run out of money and not be able to probably make it through the MLB season. We'll have to watch it closely, but it sounds like we'll have a good idea here in the next few weeks if the FanDuel sports networks will survive or if these cable networks will be shutting down. I'm sure Major League Baseball is watching this closely. They got a season. It's hard to believe we're a couple months away from pitchers and catchers reporting for spring training. Also, Disney has agreed to pay $10 million for violation of Online Privacy Protection Act. And this comes from Disney uploading content on YouTube that's primarily targeting youth but failing to market properly and other things which allowed them to collect data on youth watching it on its YouTube content. Now, Disney's agreed to pay a $10 million civil penalty to settle the allegations of violating the Child's Online Privacy Protection Act with this. We'll keep an eye on that, watch how that plays out. I'm sure they're going to go after others with this. But that's an act that says you can't collect information on those under 13, and YouTube has a way to mark content for those under 13 so that they don't inadvertently collect information on it, which they shouldn't. And apparently Disney didn't properly mark that as for children with it. And lastly today, hey, we talk about blackouts and issues with streaming services. Hey, cables and other streaming company or TV companies have that issue. Verizon's Fios TV service has had a blackout come of local. Cox-owned local TV stations have gone blank, which brings several stations, including some Fox and NBC stations, blocked out to Verizon Fios TV customers with that. Now, Verizon has been pushing a lot of people to try YouTube TV. They still have it, but the Verizon Fios TV package no longer does. So it'll be interesting to see how much Fios TV exists. Are they going to shut down like WOW did or others? We'll wait and see. Well, hey, that's it for today. I hope you all have a fantastic day. We're all fighting colds here. I hope maybe you can hear it. I blame the kids. They all bring it home. But we had a great Christmas and a great New Year's. I hope you did too. No matter what may be happening in your life, I hope 2026 is going to be an amazing year for you. We're going to be here to try to help you make sense of the world, both here on this channel and on my other channel. Don't forget to check out the Breakdown with Luke, where I talk about a lot of non-cord cutting topics, so check that out. But until next time, take care, be safe. I hope you have a fantastic day. I hope you have a great 2026. I hope you spend it with me here. And hopefully I can help you save some money and make your life a little bit better through that. Until next time, take care, be safe. I'll talk to you all again real soon.